I'm Chris Hansen, right now on Crime Watch Daily from here in New York City. The perfect California couple, happy as can be on the outside.
She wanted to keep this image of a perfect family.
But behind closed doors,
There was definitely a lot of partying, a lot of sex.
and then
I got the call that there'd been a terrible accident.
this was no accident. This father of two was targeted for murder.
I was shocked.
The handsome firefighter, the shadowy figure caught on surveillance video, and a deadly love triangle exposed.
Robert's dead because of you. Make no mistakes about that.
I've never seen a case where there's more reasonable doubt than this one.
Plus, the guy in this car thinks he's meeting up with a 14-year-old. But he's wrong.
Put your hands up!
Inside the all-new sheriff's sting, taking aim at alleged predators preying on underage children. I'm Chris Hansen.
Whoa, for real?
Right now,
Go, let's go.
Jason Matera with Crime Watch Daily.
I'm Michelle Sagona from Crime Watch Daily.
this
Elizabeth Smart from Crime Watch Daily.
It's Anna Garcia from Crime Watch Daily. You got anything to say?
is Crime Watch Daily.
What do you mean you don't know she's 13? You're running away now?
Welcome to Crime Watch Daily, everyone. I'm Chris Hansen. First up today, they were the picture of an all-American family. The loving husband, the doting wife, raising two kids in a charming Southern California town. But when you looked closer, things weren't what they appeared. Our Pat Lalama has the story filled with love, jealousy, swingers, and a fatal gunshot.
They were, as the saying goes, meant to be.
Really just in love with each other, in love with their kids, and seemed like a stable, normal family.
But peel back the layers of Robert and Sabrina Lamone's perceived stable, normal facade, and you'll find deep cracks in the marital armor, starting with some risky sex on the side with neighbors.
It was usually Sabrina and I, and then we would go have sex with our husbands in the same room.
Add a young, impassioned evangelical firefighter to fan the flames,
He was a bit sheltered.
and you just might get the sense that this is not going to end well.
Car accident and fire were two of the things that were discussed, but they ultimately decided on poison.
This is the coldest, most calculating killer I've dealt with in my entire career, and I've done a lot of them.
I can see how that looks really, really good.
It sounds like a dating site cliche, but everyone in the Mojave Desert town of Helendale, California, admired and envied the Lamones' seemingly special bond.
They were best friends, they were partners.
Robert was the spark that got the party started.
Robert's very outgoing, very friendly.
A spirited outdoor people person who worked as a first responder for the railroad.
He's always at the river, so he loved the water.
Sabrina, a vivacious blonde who could disarm with her charm.
Everywhere we go, she puts a smile on everyone's face.
Lydia, when Robert first brought Sabrina into the family, how did everybody feel about her?
She seemed to have a lot of love and compassion. She was very friendly.
One vow exchange and two children later, the Lamone family appeared solid and intact. But in time, Robert and Sabrina's lifestyle began to exceed the boundaries of traditional marriage.
They decided to open up the relationship. And at that point, she went along with it to make him happy. She was a caretaker, that's for sure.
Sabrina's family told Crime Watch Daily the swinger lifestyle took its toll on Sabrina.
She did not want to have an open relationship anymore, and he wanted to. And it was a battle in their marriage.
The free-loving crowd included Sabrina's best friend, Kelly Bernatine, and her husband, Jason. But there were some suspicions that Kelly and Robert were allegedly having a private one-on-one affair behind the scenes.
He'd come home and actually start telling Sabrina what Kelly had just done that was so awesome sexually. And she'd go, I don't want to hear this.
Sabrina, her family tells me, was feeling tormented, lonely, and desperate.
He wasn't there for her in the emotional way that she needed.
With the kids in school, Sabrina got a part-time job at the local Costco. At least it was a distraction, and she could earn a little money on her own. One day, a fresh-faced 22-year-old firefighter named Jonathan Hearn walked into the store while Sabrina was on the job. There were sparks. And even though their lives were worlds apart, the attraction could not be denied.
She was 11 years older than him. He was a bit sheltered. He was homeschooled, but very educated, grew up in a religious home, had a good family.
Jonathan was intrigued.
She lived that other lifestyle that he was never exposed to.
But Sabrina needed an emotional connection. Jonathan turned out to be just that guy. Sabrina lured him in with sexy snapshots in lingerie and love notes. This one reading, "You are so special to me, and I'm truly grateful to have found you," signed by Sabrina with hearts.
She was getting attention from somebody who told her, you'd be the only person in my life, I'd only want you, I would never do those things to you, and it makes someone feel good after not getting attention for however, many years.
And Jonathan appeared head over heels in this phone message to Sabrina.
I love you so much, Sabrina. You have changed my life and changed my heart.
Sabrina wanted no one to know of the affair. She was admired in the community as a good wife and devoted mother.
She wanted to keep this image of a perfect family.
Coming up, the love triangle is broken for good.
It was 10:30 at night, and I got the call from Sabrina's sister saying that there'd been a terrible accident at the railroad and my brother was gone.
But this is no accident. Robert Lamone is ambushed, gunned down in cold blood. Could this shadowy image be the phantom killer?
We return now with more of today's story, The Imperfect Couple. Once again, here's Pat Lalama.
Robert Lamone is ambushed, gunned down in the dark of night at the remote railroad facility where he was working the graveyard shift. Robert was there all alone and now lays dying in Tehachapi, California, about 85 miles from his home in Helendale, shot twice. It was a shoot-to-kill attack.
He was struck in the face and it traveled through and exited the neck. The other one was a shot in the chest. It went up into the jaw area and lodged in the brain.
A grief-stricken Sabrina posted a loving tribute to her husband while struggling to stay strong for their two young children.
No one wants to see their children in that much pain.
Given Robert's unconventional lifestyle, it's hard to tell just who had it out for him. A jealous husband? A jilted lover?
Don't know where we're going next. We were still looking for leads.
There was no relevant forensic evidence at the crime scene. All Kern County detectives had was this surveillance tape of a shadowy figure roaming the crime scene.
The subject was wearing some heavy clothing and also walked with a limp.
And footage of someone with a similar build on a motorcycle at a nearby gas station and convenience store right around the time of the murder. Crime scene photos show Robert's office looked as if it had been ransacked. Was this a random attack?
They thought maybe it was a robbery or something to that effect. So there's a lot of stories going on.
Sheriffs offered a $100,000 reward. Even that wasn't tempting enough for anyone with good intel to come forward.
And they all pretty much led us to a dead end.
This is the picture taken last night before my brother was murdered.
The unknown is almost as painful as the grief for loved ones.
It left a lot of open questions. And nobody seemed to answer or give us the answers to those questions so that we could heal.
A few weeks later, Detective Robert Meyer gets an interesting call from Jason Bernatine. Remember, Jason and his wife Kelly were best friends with the Lamones, friends with benefits.
Jason wanted to provide me with a couple text messages that he received from a subject by the name of Jonathan Hearn.
Yes, the same Jonathan Hearn involved in an affair with Sabrina Lamone. But why on earth would the young fireman be texting his married lover's best friends?
He basically was wanting to ask for forgiveness for how shameful he had been.
No, it's not a murder confession. Jonathan was actually texting a rather curious apology for having an affair with Sabrina. But why?
I obviously thought it was very strange that he'd be apologizing for that, but I had some work to do. So I started looking into Jonathan Hearn.
Detective Meyer's next move? A visit not with Jonathan, but with the adulteress herself, Sabrina Limon.
I asked her if there were any issues in the marriage, such as infidelity or a boyfriend, girlfriend, anything like that, and she denied that, and she said that it was great. Her and Rob had a great marriage.
Nothing like a bold-faced lie to energize a lagging criminal investigation. But the ever-image-conscious Sabrina may have been deceptive for a reason that doesn't involve killing her husband.
I don't think she wanted to paint Rob in a negative light or herself in a negative light for the children in this terrible time. She didn't want her kids to know about the open relationship and how they were both having affairs.
Detective Meyer keeps digging for clues and hits on some gold.
Sabrina had purchased what is commonly referred to as a burner phone. They started communicating with that.
In fact, in the 5 months leading up to Robert's death, the illicit lovers exchanged 7,000 voice calls and text messages on their throwaway phones.
That was very suspicious.
Adding to the suspicion, Sabrina suddenly goes underground, cutting off Robert's entire family, even refusing to let them see the children, and for no apparent reason. It broke the heart of Robert's sister, Lydia, but it also raised suspicion.
Why are you hiding, Sabrina? You know, if you didn't do anything wrong, why are you not communicating or talking to us?
Sabrina may have sidestepped her family, but she can't beat the badge. Cops are listening to calls between Sabrina and her young lover.
There's a purpose for all of the things that God has done.
There is. There sure is, Sabrina.
A judge approved 24-hour surveillance and telephone wiretaps of conversations with Jonathan. The subject matter? Jonathan's paranoia.
There's a truck that definitely keeping eyes on you.
Really?
Yeah. They both look like typical cops trying to pretend not to be cops.
And stunningly, a prayer for salvation, not the kind in the afterlife, but the one in the courtroom.
Please help us, God. Please help us be wise.
The couple prayed that God would steer the criminal investigation away from them as suspects.
So, Sabrina, they have the right words.
While the calls don't reveal any direct evidence, one might detect a certain consciousness of guilt in their conversations.
God, this is what I guess you really do want me to be with them.
But cops needed more, and it so happens they've been able to gather the incriminating goods. When they search Jonathan's house, they find a motorcycle helmet and gloves like the one spotted in that surveillance video close to the crime scene the night Robert was killed.
Based on Jonathan Hearn owning a motorcycle that was similar to the motorcycle that was around the scene, around the time of the murder, based on his relationship with Sabrina Limon, also him owning firearms that were similar to the caliber that killed Robert Limon.
And there's more. Sabrina stood to gain a sweet payout from Robert's railroad pension. Cops are convinced Sabrina and Jonathan had the means, motive, and opportunity to get Robert out of the picture. 3 months after the cold-blooded murder of Robert Limon, Kern County homicide detectives are convinced they've got enough evidence to make cases against Jonathan Hearn and Sabrina Limon. Hearn is arrested at his firehouse where he's on duty, and Sabrina Limon is on her way to her children's school where she's scheduled for a parent-teacher conference.
The whole thing's ridiculous. If you know Sabrina at all, I mean, I love her to death. She's amazing. She's got the biggest heart, but she's no mastermind.
She said, why would I, want him dead, or why would I want to have the best of both worlds?
We are confident that the 2 people we arrested yesterday are responsible for his murder.
Or are they? When prosecutors looked at the case, they felt they had the goods on Jonathan, but not enough to convict Sabrina. It was a blow to homicide detectives who were forced to send Sabrina home to the comfort of her children and family.
Sabrina Limon has not been charged. She is a citizen. She's free to do what she wants when she wants.
Coming up,
Jonathan's going to tell me that you talked him into it.
the lovers turn on each other in a he said.
Divorce was not something very appealing to her as an option.
She said.
I never wanted to believe that Jonathan was the one that did this.
In a knockdown, drag-out courtroom battle.
I believe she told Jonathan to shoot Rob.
And the verdict is in.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Sabrina Limon.
Robert Limon has been executed by his wife's secret boyfriend, a local firefighter. But police believe the murder plot was not just his idea. They also believe Limon's wife was in on it. But they needed more evidence to prove it. Pat Lalama has the conclusion of today's story, The Imperfect Couple.
A cougar and her God-fearing young firefighter. Bonded in love, partnered in crime. Or so thought the Kern County Sheriff's Department. Detectives were forced to kick Sabrina loose, but put the screws to her forbidden lover, Jonathan.
We spoke on several different occasions for several hours.
Jonathan Hearn fully expected to spend his last dying days behind bars, and he knew there was only one thing he could do to change that. He had to turn on his beloved Sabrina Limon. And for Jonathan, nothing says I love you like throwing your girlfriend under the bus.
He provided the details of their planning and preparing. He allowed us access to his cell phone.
And then a move that would afford the young evangelical some mercy.
I offer him my broken-hearted and genuine apology.
Jonathan struck a plea deal.
What he pled for is 25 years and 4 months in prison in exchange for that testimony against Sabrina.
I was shocked. I was shocked. They were intent on making sure that she took the blame for this. He is calculating. He's not naive.
Interrogating Sabrina was like trying to crack ice with a feather.
That's unbelievable to me. Like, I seriously feel like there's no way that he'd be capable of that.
Jonathan's going to tell me that you started all this and you talked him into it.
Well, that wouldn't be true.
Robert is dead because of you. Make no mistakes about that. That is something that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. It's time to get off the pot. If you don't have anything for us, I think we need to get you to jail. You're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder.
3 years after the fatal shooting of her husband, Sabrina's case goes before a mostly female jury.
Good morning, everyone.
The star witness.
We do have Mr. Hearn still on the stand.
And once the floodgates opened, an astonishing, calculating, cold-blooded, made-for-TV plot would emerge.
She asked me how I thought would be best, and we discussed car accident and fire, and quickly skipped over those and arrived at poisoning.
Their choice of poison? Pudding, laced with arsenic. Crime scene photos show bottles of arsenic found in Jonathan's trash.
I experimented with that on a neighbor dog who had caused me considerable issues in the past, and put it on some meat.
The dog never bothered Jonathan again. Sabrina then put some of the tainted pudding in Robert's lunch and sent him off to work. But the lovers chickened out at the last minute.
She called Robert. She had told him to not eat the pudding because I think she said that she told him the bananas had gone bad in it.
Sabrina still insisted Robert die on the job at the railroad because the medical care in the area was substandard. But perhaps there was something else.
If Robert Limon was killed in the line of duty, that she would be also getting money from BNSF.
Not to mention the $300,000 life insurance payout Sabrina stood to collect.
You searched for how long for a life insurance policy to pay out. Is that correct?
It appears to be, yes.
The question that comes up in every spousal murder, wouldn't divorce be so much more simple?
Divorce was not something very appealing to her as an option. She expressed that he would honestly rather be dead than divorced. Losing her would essentially kill him. I had a frank disgust for him that was developing and contributing to me being very dismissive of his life, ultimately.
Jonathan proved his disdain for Robert The night he disguised himself, got on his motorcycle, drove 85 miles, then ambushed an unwitting Robert Lamone.
After you fired the first shot, what happened to Robert?
He fell seemingly mortally wounded, then headed up into the office to follow through with the previously discussed plan of overturning the interior of the office and making it look like a robbery. I really didn't want to leave him if he wasn't entirely dead, so I went back around the backside of the truck and quickly fired one more shot at him.
The public servant turned public enemy had killed a man, and in a call to Sabrina after the fact, appears convinced he was guided by a higher power.
He's working through me to the street. He got there all the way. He hasn't got there all the way. He knows what he's doing, and he knows the work that he's doing.
When it came time for Sabrina to take the stand,
Well, I was protecting my image.
she tried to explain why she lied to cops.
I didn't want to put my affair into a murder investigation. I never wanted to believe that Jonathan was the one that did this.
Prosecutors reminded Sabrina of a certain significant prayer she and Jonathan shared after Robert's murder.
Deliver me from the guilt of bloodshed, O God, you who are my God, my Savior. When you read that verse, what did you think?
What my memory recalls, I remember Jonathan reading that Psalms 51 to me, and I don't think I was following along. I was distracted.
And when cops asked Sabrina if she knew of a man with a motorcycle possibly named John, she gave them the names of two other Johns who were acquaintances of her husband.
Sabrina suffers from ADD. She's not been on medication for it. She's not extremely articulate. In fact, she has difficulty in communicating her thoughts. She's a high school dropout.
So why let her testify? Because, insists her attorney, she's innocent.
Considering that Jonathan Hearn is a psychopathic killer, I would tend to believe Sabrina more than him.
But it only got worse for Sabrina's image when her formerly best friend, Kelly Bernatine, the friend with benefits, took the stand.
Are these wild sex orgies that you're going to the river to have?
No. It was usually Sabrina and I, and then we would go have sex with our husbands in the same room, but not together.
Kelly denied having a private affair with Rob, but blamed his murder on Sabrina.
But she killed Rob.
She didn't kill anyone, did she?
I believe she did.
You believe she actually went and shot Rob?
No, I believe she told Jonathan to shoot Rob.
If Sabrina is convicted, she'll get more prison time than the man who pulled the trigger, 25 to life.
Whatever the jury decides, everyone present is to sit quietly and calmly.
It's Judgment Day in Kern County.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Sabrina Limon, guilty of a felony to wit, murder of Robert Limon as murder in the first degree. The crime was done with premeditation and deliberation.
There was no mercy for Sabrina Limon.
As to count one, murder in the first degree, the term prescribed by law is 25 years to life. Defendants remanded to the Department of Corrections. We're adjourned.
The court is supposed to find somebody guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I've never seen a case in where there's more reasonable doubt than this one.
Do you get any sense that she has any remorse for what transpired?
Not at this time.
Do you forgive him?
Not at this time. I can't yet.
A husband and father dead and gone. A wife and mother facing life in prison. A religious firefighter who sold his soul to the devil. And all for what?
You don't invite evil into your home like Sabrina invited Jonathan by bringing him in this relationship to destroy that family.
At Sabrina's sentencing, the Limons' children both wrote letters to the judge urging their mother be released with just probation. Her teenage son saying in part, "My mom is one of the best people I know. She's loving and loves God. She loved my dad and we do everything together. I need my mom in my life. I would do anything to get her home." For now, the two will continue living with Sabrina's sister.
Up next, the guy in this car thinks he's meeting up with a 14-year-old, but instead,
He's been talking to this sheriff's deputy.
He likes me to call him Daddy and Sir.
All new video as we take you inside the undercover sting, from what they found in his trunk to his answer to this.
What do you think would have happened tonight?
That's next. It's a sad reality I know all too well. There are hundreds of men and women searching the web, not looking for the latest news, but rather looking for a young child that they can prey upon. Well, today, a Georgia Sheriff's Department is doing something about it, and our cameras are there to capture it. It's late in the afternoon in Georgia, and clouds are floating over Granny's house. In the yard, a young girl's clothes are hanging out to dry. And after the sun sets, a 39-year-old man in a luxury car pulls into the driveway. Sheriff's deputies say he's about to meet his date, but it's not Granny. It's someone who he apparently thinks is a 14-year-old girl.
Sheriff, get out of here! Do it now! Do it now! Put your hands up!
Jasper County, Georgia Sheriff Donnie Pope allowed Crime Watch Daily to go along as he cracks down on alleged sex predators in his jurisdiction. On this night, one sick text after another comes from men looking to hook up with a 14-year-old girl. A slow caravan of cars creeps through the Georgia woods.
Sheriff, why is this such a priority for your department?
There are a lot of people who just simply do not realize what is on the internet.
If you have a predator issue here in Jasper County, Georgia, what's going on in the rest of the world?
I think it's exponential. The sheer numbers of people who are willing to participate in the activity with children is what is astonishing.
Over the years, I've seen more than 300 suspected predators arrested by law enforcement. But I've never seen an operation quite like this. The sheriff planned it out almost like a Hollywood movie. They set up multiple cameras throughout the abandoned house, in the doorbell, in the flower pots, on the front porch, and even in the rain gutters disguised with fallen branches. Deputies then spread out a spike strip on the long dirt driveway, carefully covering it with dead leaves.
Captain, you had to dress this yard to make it look like a realistic scenario.
When we got here, the house had been occupied since about 2005. We took one of our trucks that we had at the sheriff's office, got it dirty, made it look as if it was abandoned. We built a clothesline, but then it looked too fresh, so we actually stained the wood to make it look older.
They even put special touches on the front porch to make it look all down home.
Even the front porch here, you've set up so it looks like the grandmother really lives here.
Absolutely. From the potting soil to the chairs, even the ashtray with lipstick on.
So you can have lipstick on the cigarette butts.
Lipstick on the cigarette butts just to make it look realistic.
On the edge of the woods, a SWAT team deputy sets up a hunting blind. Pine branches camouflage him so he can secretly watch in case the alleged perps try to make a run for it.
What happens if the guy bolts into the woods?
One of the deputies had the brilliant idea to install a game call down in the
Game
woods.
call? Game call. Which is what?
It is a remote activated sound box that puts off different sounds of different animals.
Show me.
All right. So if he does run that way, he now believes that he may be running into a pack of coyotes.
Pack of coyotes.
I would stop.
Genius.
Before the operation gets underway, the deputies and the SWAT team rehearse the takedown.
First off, get on the ground. Do it now. Do it now.
The sheriff puts pictures of this decoy on social media, saying she's looking for a date. She's actually a 20-year-old employee of the sheriff's department. We're keeping her identity secret for her own protection.
What's your goal when you take a photo?
I just try to look as young as possible. I don't wear any makeup or anything like that, and I'll wear like older clothes that I have so that way I appear to be 14.
Once the man makes contact, investigator Heather Murray takes on the role of the 14-year-old they've named Callie.
What made you get into this?
You, Chris Hansen, you were like so awesome. Really, I kind of always wanted to go into law enforcement, and I actually started watching your shows and what you did, and I thought, how cool would that be?
You've been chatting with a number of guys in preparation for this investigation.
What's the most disturbing thing someone has said to you?
I'll be honest, I think it's the man that wants to paddle me.
You heard right. She says the guy wants to paddle her.
I'm gonna call this person who goes by male disciplinarian.
His name is Derek Brett Deason, but he goes by Brett. He's 39 years old from Centerville, Alabama. He claims he's a full-time caretaker for his mom. He likes fish, and he says he likes to paddle young girls.
He likes me to call him Daddy and Sir.
Heather dials Daddy Deason's number. Listen closely. Deason mumbles a lot.
Hey.
Hey.
Like, I'm in my room right now. I can't go outside because, like, you know, my granny's, like, in the living room, so I don't want her to, like, hear what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The sheriff says Deason sent the decoy a picture of paddles that he says he'll use to inflict pain and bruising.
You like those boards?
Yeah, the paddle things?
Yeah. Here's a question, and I'm serious. I stay calm. I paddle hard. I don't let up. I don't go easy. It will bruise. There's not going to be a question if it does. It will. But the bruises, I mean, how bad is that?
It's just me and my granny, and, like, I don't walk around naked or anything, so, like...
Oh, yeah.
Deason tells Heather it will take a while to get there, as he lives 250 miles away in a different time zone, and his car is on the fritz.
It would be 4 hours, but I'm with Bruce now, so it would make it 5 hours. Over here, it's 7-ish now. It gets dark.
Like super dark or just like a little dark?
What is with this super word?
That's because Heather is trained to use phrases like super, so she sounds like a teenager.
And how do you do that?
I don't know. No, I mean, really, I kind of go back to when I was 14.
Heather invites me to listen in as she reels in her fish-loving admirer.
I wanted something when I get there.
Oh, I don't know. I'll make you a sandwich.
I mentioned that catfish is unclean. Like that deer battered fish that they sell, you know, that you can buy.
Oh, I like chicken nuggets.
I got your Dr. Pepper. That is part of what I did while I was there at Walmart having them taste my oil and all that good stuff.
For their first meeting, Deason asks her to wear jeggings, tight denim leggings.
Jeggings, yes. I will put my jeggings on.
Deason is on the way, but he's about to take a big detour. Next,
I don't know where I am.
Deason is lost. He says he's bringing presents, but he's the one who's going to get the big surprise.
You have the right to remain silent.
An Alabama man pulls up to a Georgia home believing he was about to meet up with a 14-year-old. But she's not inside that home. Instead, the place is filled with hidden cameras, undercover sheriff's deputies, and me. The SWAT team is armed. The cameras are aimed. And the sheriff and his deputies are waiting for Brett Deason to arrive. Only one problem.
I don't know where I am.
He's lost, deep in the pitch-black midnight of the Georgia forest.
Okay. Are you on the right or left on where I am?
On the right.
You said you're out in the country. I mean, you do have neighbors out here.
I lost him.
Brett's really close. He's within 2 minutes away, but right as he was about to get here, he lost his cell phone signal, but he's got to be very close.
You can feel the tension build in the command center.
Brett is literally a minute to 2 minutes away. We're whispering because the decoy is trying to get him back on the phone. It sounds like she's dead, but she'll be right here.
Just park where there's railroad ties. You can just park right there. I'm putting on my jeggings. Hold on.
Railroad ties?
Yeah, that's what my granny calls them, railroad ties.
Where your clothesline is?
Yeah, just come in the front door. I'm putting on my jeggings. Hold on.
No jeggings for him tonight.
Sheriff's office, put your hands up!
Just handcuffs. The deputy's body cam shows this up-close angle of the arrest. But before Deason is taken to the county jail, he's taken inside the house, and he's about to take a seat.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Whoa, for real?
Yes.
With the deputies watching, Deason agrees to talk to me. and give his side of the story.
I do not work for the Sheriff's Department or the government, and there's no rule that says you have to talk to me, but I have some important questions for you that I'd like you to answer. Why did you come here tonight? You don't know? Who were you going to meet? It was a 14-year-old girl named Callie, right? What was your plan here tonight? Well, I have the transcripts. So maybe I can help you out with it. How young are you? 14. Where do you live? What state? Okay. Are you going to be paddled for using your phone? You ever been paddled in school? What's this right here? One of those right there. Paddles. And what do you do with these paddles, Brent? Role play. You what? Role play. Role play. Yeah. And what does this role play entail exactly?
Like, sadomasochism, like.
I love grabbing, pinching, spanking. I love to give girls what they need. What do girls need, in your opinion, Brett? This is your chance, Brett.
To what?
To help me understand what you're up to. And what do you do for a living, Brett?
I'm a caretaker, take care of my mother.
Does your mother know you're here to have sex with a 14-year-old girl?
No.
And here you say, I'm not going to go easy on you because you're a girl. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to bang you so hard. What do you think would have happened tonight if we weren't here and 14-year-old Callie was here? What would you done?
Just hung out, gave her.
Hung out. So you brought Dr. Pepper. What else did you bring? Did you bring condoms?
Yeah.
You were going to have sex with this girl, weren't you?
I doubt it. Is what I mean.
You doubt it. How long did you spend in the car driving here, Brett?
Too long.
Too long. Yeah. Was it worth it, Brett?
No, it was not.
What do you think should happen to you?
It's not up to me.
It's not up to you. Well, wait a minute. Here's some paddles. What's this right here?
Some hair. Whose hair is that? Here.
This was found in the car, in your car. An evidence bag with hair in it. Explain that.
I haven't vacuumed my car in a long time.
Whose hair is it?
I don't.
Might be yours. Doesn't look like yours. You look like you have a crew cut.
Well, I just cut it.
Explain this right over here. What do we have here? There's a stick, big paddle with holes in it, little paddle. What are these for? Explain this, please.
It's fetish.
Fetish. And you were going to practice that fetish on a 14-year-old girl?
I wasn't.
Why would you bring this stuff if you weren't going to use it?
I'm just going to brought it and I'm going to use it.
All right. These gentlemen are going to talk to you some more.
Deason's next stop, the county jail. Heather showed me what she found in his car.
Some movies here. Secretary, a receipt from Walmart. As you take a look in the back seat right here, there's plenty of Gatorades. Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, as asked by the decoy. What does this look like to you?
Well, it definitely looks like he was coming down to stay.
And look what else they found in Deason's wallet.
Pictures of young women that came out of his wallet. We don't know who they are. And what's in this other suitcase over here? We got belts, a stick, several paddles, scrubbing brushes, condoms, some party he was going to have tonight.
2 weeks ago, the grand jury indicted Deason on 3 counts: criminal attempt to commit felony, child molestation, sexual exploitation of children, and obscene internet contact with a child.
What do you think would have happened if a 14-year-old girl had been here?
From what he brought, I'm very concerned. I'm concerned of where he came from and what else he might have at his residence. I'm concerned about the photographs he had with him of other younger females.
How dangerous is this guy? I think on a level 1 to 10, he's at least a 9.5.
Deason bailed out on $25,000 bond. He hasn't yet entered a plea. The DA tells us he expects him to plead not guilty. We contacted Deason's attorney for a comment, but he has not yet responded.